Welcome to another video with your pal Tomo. Today we're going to be looking at this, which is the Levoit Pedestal Fan. So you may have seen my tower fan video from a couple of weeks ago, which was another Levoit product. Say weeks, probably more like months now. But this one, they have sent me this free of charge, no obligation to give it a positive review. So let's take a look at it. It is quite a sizable beast, but it is currently, at the moment, it's on a 2-foot coffee table. So it does stand at around about just over a metre in height. So quite good to aim it at your face if you need to. But as with other Levoit products, it does have quite good energy efficiency, which is great at the moment because still energy prices are too high. Whether or not they're going to come down, don't know. But one thing you can do is lower your bills in order to save yourself some money. So it can be worth investing in something, a device that's slightly more than the cheapest model, simply because you'll get energy efficiency. The fan itself is pretty stylish. Just look at those blades, they're pretty cool. And if we just drop down, you can see there is the control panel, which does have a peely sticker on. So I'll just take that off. Lovely stuff. So we've got controls on there. We've got power. Oh, I actually touched that. So they are touch screen. Well, it's not really a screen, but you know what I mean. They're not pressure sensitive. You don't have to click them in. Then this one, I'm assuming, is to increase the power. This was to oscillate left and right. This is to oscillate up and down. I wonder if you can do it all at the same time. We will take a look at that. And top one is to set timer. We'll just zoom out a little bit so you can see how tall it is. It's quite a nice steady unit there. We'll go around the back and take a look at what we can see there. Oh, this is unusual. We've got what appears to be controls on the back, but if I just lift it off, then we do have controls on the back, but they are magnetized, so they just click back on, so you know exactly where to find it. I've got similar controls here. Got a little Greg's button. If you've not seen my tower fan video, then you'll be able to see that and find out what that is. So we've got going clockwise, so we've got oscillate left and right, up and down. Then we've got the timer button. We've got mute, so that will turn off the beeping, and it'll also turn off the display, so effectively like a sleep mode. Then we've got the different modes button there. Then we've got decrease the speed of the fan, increase the speed of the fan, and power. So all can be done with this lovely little handy tiny little remote. And just looking on the back, it runs on 24 volts, 30 watts, that is all. And usual bit of safety information there. And I've got a little QR code there on the back to get further information. And if I just move down, just see it's got an AC adapter that just plugs into the back. What you can actually do is remove this bottom section here, and you could actually have the pedestal fan a little bit smaller. Apologies for the mess in my house at the moment. I think it's about time we got it switched on. So I'll just move the camera down and we get to touch controls. So I just tap the power there. It's on number 2, and already, wow, that's quite nice. It's quite quiet. I'll try and... Don't even know if you can hear that, but it is very quiet from where I'm stood, about 2 feet away. So let's have a look at what these controls do. So this one is power, and it goes all the way up to 12, which is quite a lot louder, but it is like a gale. Ah! Spectacular that. If you stood right next to this on a warm day, you're in for a treat. So we'll just turn that down a little bit. There we go, we're back on number 1, and it just slows down, and it's barely audible. And you'll just see there, it will tell us the temperature of the room. So what you can actually do with this is put it on in night mode. So you could do that by using the controller, which I'll show you in just a moment. And what it will do, it will gradually reduce the temperature down as the room reduces in temperature. So you can start it on full blast really, really warm evening. And then as the temperature comes down, it will just drop the speed of the fan until you can probably not hear it at all. So I think we should have a play about with these oscillating buttons. So we'll do left to right first. And there we go. The fan is now oscillating left and right. So that's pretty slick. So distribute the air around your room quite nicely with that. And then we'll just go back down to the controls. We'll switch that off. We'll go up and down. And there we go. So that's oscillating up and down. So it does, has got quite a reach there. So it'll distribute wind around the room very nicely. Should we see if it does both at once? I think we should. So it's on up and down. We'll do left and right. And yes, it will oscillate up and down and left and right. That is amazing. I love it. Something you can do is change the range of the oscillation. So you've got to make sure that the oscillation is off, both up and down and left and right. And what you can actually do then is manually move it. It's just on the top, you got a warning. Do not forcefully move or adjust the fan head while the fan is oscillating, but you can do it when it's not. So that's good. So you could actually put it all the way down, all the way to the left. And then if we oscillate it now, we'll do both. And it's just that slightly different zone there. So it doesn't oscillate up as much. And it doesn't oscillate to the right as much there because we've pushed it all the way to its limit. And something you can do, if you've got it up and running, and then you switch it off with the little touch power button, what it will actually do, the fan will switch off, and then just watch this. This is really cool. So it'll finish its oscillating movement, and then what will happen is it will return to where it should be, which is flat in the middle. So your kids are going to love this. There we go, right in the middle. Phenomenal. And then if we switch it on again, it actually remembers that we had it on oscillate like that. So it starts doing it again. So it remembers your settings, which is really handy. So if you have it just on at night, get it set into night mode, then what will happen is when you switch it on again following night, it'll go straight into night mode. And with the oscillation setting as well, look at this, I'm using the remote now. So you can get it set to a position that you want it to be in. So if I just wait until that comes back up, and then I'm happy with that now. So if I press that again, the oscillate stays there. Let's say I want to move it over to the left a little bit, or to the right, because it's on its way over to the right. But we'll wait for it to come over to the left. So it's moving to the left again. And I'm now happy with that. So I press the oscillate button and it stops. It stays there then. So what we're going to do now is just take a look at what modes it has. So this is the normal manual mode there where it shows the fan. So if I press the mode or Greg's button, what you get then is nighttime. So now it doesn't beep. So if I oscillate it, for example, no beeping. And what will happen with the display in just a moment is it will go out. So on a night time, there you go. There's nothing disturbing you. And look, the fan is still going. And what night mode does is what I've just discussed, where it will reduce the temperature until it reaches where you need it to be. So then mode again. I've got eco mode there. So similar sort of thing, in that it'll just bring the temperature down, a bit like night mode, but it does have the sounds on. So handy for during the day if you want to see what the temperature is, etc. I'll press it again. And then we've got a full everything mode. So 12 spinning round, really, really going for it now. Oscillating, going everywhere, all over the room. And it's filling the room with cool air, which is really nice. One thing that I did find really interesting with the fan is in the manual, it suggests to distribute the air around the room, you point it up at the ceiling and it'll sort of go across the ceiling, and there's my my projector there, and it'll spread across the room there, thus creating a blanket of cool air. And it does seem to work really quite effectively. So this fin design, I think it does spread the air out quite nicely around the room, so you can feel it over to the side. So it is creating this sort of effect where it's going all over. So that's pretty good. One additional fantastic thing that you can do with this is actually leave it on even when you don't need the room to cool down. What you could do is pair it up with a purifier, and then you can circulate the air around your home and extract the pollen from the air, for example. And it's so quiet just when it's on a low setting that you can just carry on with your day-to-day stuff without even noticing it, really. And do not forget, on Prime Day, this is being reduced in price. So have a look using the link in the description below. And if you want to purchase one, please do use the link in the description. So, what do you think? So I've been using it for a couple of weeks now. Unfortunately, British summer's been a bit on and off, so I've not really needed to cool my room down every day. But the days when it has been sunny, this fan has been incredible. On a really hot day when it is sunny outside and you really can't keep your house cool, putting that thing on at 12 soon cools your room down. Within about 3 minutes, you've got a fairly cool living room. I mean, my living room is probably about, I think, 20 feet by about 10 feet, I guess. And it really does keep a room that size cool. The way in which it will drop the speed as the room temperature drops is great. The fact that it uses hardly any electricity whatsoever, 30 watts. I remember light bulbs used to be more than that. How we've developed, amazing. If you're looking for quite an elegant, low power consumption fan that you want on a pedestal in the corner of a room perhaps, then this is a good fan to go for. If you're wanting something a bit less in your face, then maybe go for a tower fan. If you do want to see the Levoit tower fan, just up at the top there, or there, can't remember which side it is, there is a link to another video I've done where I take a look at one of those. Similar design, it's just the fan runs differently in that one's in a tower, one's on a pedestal. Which one's better? I don't know. They're both really good. It depends on how much space you want to take up. The pedestal fan does blow out a lot more air at sort of decent height, but it does take up a bit more space, whereas a tower fan, a little bit more subtle, but it does cool the room down, but it's not all being fired at face height. That's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Please do hit like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this, and let me know in the comments if this has been helpful. And I will see you in the next video.